Tequila Thursdays. Today is going to be the close starts at hello. How to set up the sales from the first minute, right? When you get on the phone with someone, how to set everything up from the initial conversation and the first couple of words that you say, right? Every close begins with long before the offer. It starts in the first 60 seconds of connection. Frame the conversation and set the tone so clients are mentally saying yes from the very start. We like to go ahead and get into the weekend, right, with a quick cheers, even though for a lot of us, our week does not end on Friday. So cheers to everyone. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers, Ryan.
Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
To Jose.
On to you guys.
Why the first minute decides everything. Just think about your personal relationships. If you make a bad first impression, you will never leave the client's mind. You'll always be that guy. So how to avoid being that guy? Get your point across in the first 60 seconds on the phone call. If you don't, then you're already dead in the water.
There you go. How to be that guy. Joe, well, I guess CeCe, how do you handle that? I mean, first impressions. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's funny that that's the topic because it's actually something I was thinking about today when I was on the phone. I do a lot of first opening calls and intro calls, and I think that it's very important to set the tone and set the energy with the client because you will be speaking with them multiple different times. So that first impression, like you said, Ryan, is very important because every time you're calling them or you have news for them, they'll be comfortable with talking to you and answering the phone. It'll be easier just to get back in contact with you because they loved you at the first point. So,
and you also want to make sure you're setting expectations up front.
What?
Well, sorry about that. We have actually, these guys are closing a deal in the back room, and I think you might have just heard them. But CeCe, you said something very, very interesting, and it's also just energy as well.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're getting started. It's also energy, right? You're the energy and your tone on the initial call. Right?
Yeah.
Even when you speak to clients, I know a lot of the times you're literally standing up. You're never sitting down, right? You usually stand up when you pitch the client, and I guess that also has to do with what we spoke about was tonality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also too, I've seen something. I forgot where, but they talked about like your voice box and how it is different when you are standing up versus sitting down, or even if you're sitting down, you also want to pay attention to your posture. That's something that I'm sometimes bad at. Like I'll like slouch or like sink in my chair, but your tonality really comes from like body language as well. Like your shoulders should be up. You should be speaking into the microphone. Like if you're hunched over and you're like, oh, hi, Mr. Jones, how are you? Like it sounds different versus, hi, Mr. Jones, how are you today? Like, yeah. So it's very important to set the tone, set the energy, lay the foundation down in the first initial time you speak to someone.
There you go. And it's all about Mr. Jones.
You want to make sure you're showing confidence.
Yeah.
You're starting off that 60-second phone call with, hi, I'm Ryan Walsh with Fun Rock Capital. We like financing. It's not going to go well versus, hey, this is Rye Guy. Of course. I have fix and flip financing for you. I see you have a 720 FICO score. You got 30,000 cash reserves, doing 100,000 K purchase DCR, and this is what I have for you. And you just be also transparent with the client up front, and they'll respect that. Like, hey, you're not going to qualify for 100% financing. Here's why, and tell the client why. That also really matters. You can't just tell them you're not going to qualify, and that's that. You got to tell them why. So make sure you're always transparent up front with your clients and get your point across in that 60 seconds. If you got to like go in the shower and do your pitch meetings, whatever it might be, so you can get that confidence across, that's what you got to do at the end of the day. But that 60 seconds first impression, it will last forever in that client's mind.
Correct.
Just like a friend.
Yeah, that's it. Joe, how about yourself?
First 60 seconds of the call, I am asking questions. I want the client to tell me everything about themselves. I act like I'm their psychiatrist. I want to learn everything possible about their experience, what type of deal they're trying to do. Also helps me gauge the client. If the client's very experienced, I would want to know that. If they're not too experienced, I'm going to guide them through the process. So then, when we get rates back and we get terms back, I could set realistic expectations. And I know it's not the first term sheet they've ever seen. Like they have to be realistic.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. Another thing too about first calls, I think that what I've been trying to do better is like I want to hear the client speaking way more than I am. I don't want to be speaking you need to be a good listener on the first call because it's kind of like dating. If you think about dating, when you're out on a date with someone, if you're just constantly like, oh, I like to do this, this, and this, and this, and you're only talking about yourself, how are you making the other person feel? It's all about feeling and emotion as well. So when you're speaking for the first time with a client, you want to be asking them questions that they can, they have long answers to. So that's what I've been trying to do too. I think that's really important to learn as much as you can possible about your client, who you're working with, what's their business, what's their needs. It's really important.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I mean, but yeah, it is like dating, right? If you want to compare it to something that everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
Right. When you meet someone, you really want to know about the person. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What have you done? Some people pull out a questionnaire.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing. And it's,
do you qualify?
There you go. Do you qualify? Do you qualify enough for me to go on a second date with you?
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
And that's what it is. It plays a role in everywhere. And I think the first 60 seconds is making that impression. And just also too, how to captivate them, how to keep them on the phone.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that CeCe, I know that when we speak, one of the things that with the clients is how do we stand up?
Right. Yeah. And, separate yourself because a lot of these clients are getting 30 to 40 calls a day. They make sure that I've been getting so many different phone calls. Well, and then, you have to separate yourself. How are you different? Are you going to be that one phone call that he's like, all right, this one person was different. I do want to work with this one person because they didn't sound like they were like everyone else. So
And how do you set yourself apart when speaking to these clients?
well, first, I always relate to them. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's so annoying. I honestly do. I'm like, that's definitely annoying, but I tell them I'm different. I want to work with you. I'm not going to be blowing up your phone like how they do. Save my number. I ask for their needs, and also I always talk about this. But I really focus on like building rapport with the merchant. Like, it's very important to build that relationship, build that connection. Even outside of business funding. Oh, you're located in California. How's the weather today? Like something as small as that, I think can go a long way versus just sounding robotic and because who wants to talk to a robot?
Yeah.
I know AI's on the rise.
AI doesn't even sound like a robot.
No, but who wants to talk to someone monotone and low energy and boring? Who wants to do that? No one does. So where I separate myself is I'm energetic, I'm fun, I'm different, and a lot and also too like in a male dominant space now a lot of people don't speak to girls on a regular basis. So I definitely I'm just myself. I just be myself and I go hope for the best.
Yes. No, and listen, and I think
it works too sometimes.
New to the space, now you're starting to see like the other end of it. I mean, the other day it was a solicitation call, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday when
there's so many calls.
She got a call. She's like, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Started making fun of it. She's like, wait, hold on. You got to work on your pitch.
Oh, yeah. So now when I get calls, I really pay attention to the person speaking to me versus like just hanging up or something. Like I want to make you work. Because I hope people make me work too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Piggybacking off what CeCe is saying, another technique that I would love to share is go to their LinkedIn profile. A lot of people show their interest. They're into the Jets. All right, do 2 minutes of research on the Jets. Oh, I can't believe the Jets lost last night yet again, destroying another quarterback. Just things like that to stand out.
Yes.
Hey, listen, you don't need to do research to know the Jets lost.
Just a few minutes.
No, honestly, I think LinkedIn is such a great tool. It's not talked about enough. LinkedIn is amazing too. We work with, I don't know if I never have time to like go and look up someone's LinkedIn, but I think that's a great tool to kind of like get familiar with someone's company and their interests and what they do. That's why like also too, when I'm on the phone, I'm like, so what industry are you in? What does your company do? What does a day in your life look like? Right. And I've learned so much just basically talking to some of these business owners, but you have to learn anyways, because when you're trying to get them the best opportunity, you need to know what they're looking to use the capital for. So you have to understand what they do. Yesterday, I actually talked to someone who was looking for a $300,000 line of credit. And I asked them, well, what are you looking to do with that? They're looking to get more, AI technology, and they're looking to have people do calls with AI and like intake and stuff like that. And it's very interesting to see how many, there's so many different companies and there's so many different things to do. It's very important to learn individually, like every single industry and, what they do.
Yeah, AI has become very popular. I mean,
Yeah.
you were telling me that you're taking a course or you're about to take a course,
Which is so
participate
cool.
in a course as far as the AI sales agents, right?
I'm trying to create
about that.
100 Joes to just call people.
That I said that yesterday. Did anyone hear me say that yesterday? No, you probably heard me say that yesterday. I said I wanted to start a business and I want all the workers to be AI because who do you have to pay? Where's my payroll going? To me.
AI agents sending emails, sending
Sick days,
Say that yesterday.
Saturday, Sundays.
Well, listen, it's great that you
stole
guys
the idea. though.
you guys are starting to realize that because that is something that's changing. I mean, Lucas put something together, where it was fascinating, but we just didn't evolve. We haven't really built it out as best as we possibly could because there's a lot of moving pieces within the company. But it is, if you guys are able to do that, where the phone call comes in, these AI bots, now you're able to have them speak as if they are one of us. Right, even where maybe the pause isn't there, maybe the background. There's a lot of different things, and even tonality. Is what they started adding to. Because think about it, you can teach a robot or anything how to speak a certain way when they're saying certain, because to me a pitch or a conversation in the very beginning of sales, it's a song, right? It's because you're saying the same thing over and over again, essentially. So if you're able to now put a tone to the words that you're saying, it's just like when you're singing your favorite song, whatever that may be. DMX, you're never gonna sing the DMX on a hip hop song very low, right? It's gonna be high pitched. Same exact thing. And then once the conversation is over, the AI doesn't necessarily have to do the entire process from beginning to end, just the intake form. Hey, Mr. Jones, you applied, wanted to see if you qualify for this, and this. We have a bank questionnaire. We know what questions are going to be asked. And the interesting part too is that you can teach it rebuttals. So now if they ask a question, whether you're on the phone or via text, the AI bot can respond back, right? And now think about that. Now you're getting a pre-qualified client where if you get on the phone, maybe you don't need to.
Yeah.
Get on the phone, and you've already have the bank statements if you need bank statements, the financials if you need it, because the AI bot can now get a prompt. If he or she met these qualifications, it's a trigger that they get out an email. They get a text. These are the documents that I need. Then it comes back in, and then that same AI bot would notify you when all the docs are in. You review it. Then if you have to get on the phone, sell it, present it, but then you have the AI bot chasing your documents. If you haven't received the docs in 24 hours, the not even the AI bot, just a trigger is, hey, it hasn't moved this position. It's been sitting here for 24 hours. Boom. Text message, hey, Mr. Jones, where are the documents? Where whatever disposition it is, whether it's bank statements, whether it's tax returns, driver's license, voided check, whatever the item or document you need, you can teach the systems to be able to do it. That's great.
Yeah, I think we should all just really be embracing the rise of technology. That's what I say. I think it's gonna evolve regardless, you want it to or not. It's like, why not invest in it, and why not use it to your best benefit. You might have to send me a link to that class. I might join with you. I want to learn. I really do. I'm really interested in learning as well. I think.
And now even AI can teach you how to code. AI can teach you how to build all these different funnels or processes that it really took a long time for you to map out, right? And there was also one last thing about AI that I want to add is, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was this company. What they were doing is they were selling products, right? It was AI. It was I think they were in China, but what it was is everything was AI. Everything was not real, but people were asking questions about the product. They sold a couple of $1 million in sales, and it was all AI.
That is what I was saying yesterday. Did anyone hear me say that?
I heard you say that.
Oh,
I was so busy on.
I literally asked Lucas. I was like, Lucas, like, how do I?
Now, okay, so Joe, I want to ask you, because you do something different that a lot of us really don't know we're getting into, is networking. How do you get someone's interest in the first 60 seconds when you're speaking to someone face to face? Like, we do it over the phone. Face to face is completely different, but what is your approach? You do something
It's very casual, honestly. Like, I just tell people what I do, gauge their interest. I go to networking events for other business owners, or It's a group called Bigger Pockets. I'm sure some people are familiar.
No.
And so, never heard of Bigger Pockets?
No.
They're like real estate meetings. There's loan officers there, real estate agents, investors, general contractors. So I've gone to a lot of those meetings. To me, it's the best. Like, I tell people what we offer. We actually have great products. I took the time to learn as much as possible about all the products. So especially like our fix and flip programs for first time fix and flippers, a lot of banks offer that. So people love to hear it when I tell them, what we have to offer. A lot of people don't even know about like DSCR loans. They're unaware of these products that are out there. So in person is great. It's better than the phone. It's always going to beat the phone. And I'm just comfortable meeting new people. So.
Yeah, that's great.
And what are one of the products, Joe, that you would take? I know that at FunRock there's a lot of different programs. What are one of the products that make you guys stand out, or that you tell the client about to set you apart from everyone else?
I'm really pushing the first time fix and flip program because like I even talked to other banks. They don't offer that. So I'm trying to get them to send that type of business to us. A lot of banks don't do ground up construction either, or they don't touch it unless it's a bigger loan amount, like 500K to $1 million. So we're able to do a 200K ground up construction, 300K. So there's a lot of products that we have, it's unavailable, and we're able to get the job done. So I think that's what I'm really going to be focusing on the next couple of months to really grow FunRock.
And also new construction, no credit score requirement, right? That was also you weren't aware.
Absolutely.
Joe's been out of the game for a while.
No credit.
It's true.
Credit score requirement. Yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about
New construction, no credit score.
Yeah, we have a new construction program that is no credit score requirement, and you can go up to potentially over 50% leverage LTV on the ARV, and you can potentially get total cost. I had a client that has a 573 credit score where he got approved for $270,000. Points might be a little high, but the man has under a 600 credit score. The fact that we got him approved with no experience for a brand new ground up construction deal in Dallas, Texas is unheard of.
Yeah.
And also piggybacking off what Joe said with the fix and flip, we're doing 80 and 100 for new investors, 80% LTV on the purchase, 100% on the renovation. And what's also pretty important that people don't know about, 50,000 minimum loan amount.
Yes. And also too, on the fix and flip is no credit score requirement in certain states.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. Right. So there's a lot of different programs. That's just more asset-based programs, right? Where they don't really look at the credit score. Now, CeCe, how about yourself? What is a program that you know stands out from everyone else, right? Because everyone can say, hey, you're going to pitch me these daily payment programs, weekly payment programs, the high cost programs, etc. What are the programs that you actually present to people that makes it stand out?
I always present the traditional products to clients. I think that they cater to a lot of clients. Everyone wants. That's what everyone wants, really. So I always talk about the business credit cards we offer, or like the lines of credit, because especially when I see like specific banks that pop up frequently. Like I'm a big fan of Bank of America. So I always every time I see that, I'm like, hey, are you interested in that? And yeah, so I like the traditional.
Yeah. And like we mentioned before in previous podcasts, is we have what we call relationship banks.
Yeah.
Where we know already if the client has a 680 plus credit score and there's a certain bank account that they've been banking with, or a certain bank that they've been banking with for quite some time, there are banks that would do something called relationship banking, where you don't have to provide financials for a line of credit, right? So that's one of the biggest things that I tell a lot of clients. Okay, who do you bank with? Because sometimes they don't know that their banks may offer these particular lines of credit. We had someone approved, Albert, Albert, who has a marketing company. He'll say this all the time, was that he was able to get approved with his bank for $75,000 on a business line of credit. He's been banking with them for years. No one ever told him that he can possibly qualify for that. And he was ecstatic, and he got approved, I think, in 48 hours when he got approved for the $75,000 line of credit. But it's just, there's a lot of information out there, a lot of things that we focus on to try to get and understand so that we can translate that to the client. And that's really where our benefit is knowing what the guidelines are from, fix and flips, no credit score requirement in certain areas, new construction, business lines of credit, term loans, stated programs, no income documentation programs through forms of business credit cards. There's a lot of things that a lot of business owners, unfortunately, don't know that's available to them. And really, that really starts to stunt their growth because they're unable to grow because they don't know the information, right? You don't know what you don't know. It's one of the things that we always focus on and say, or at least I always say to the client.
And correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
Jose, but also on top of that, it's not just offering the knowledge. It's you might walk into your Chase Bank, go to the teller, submit the application, and get declined because they're just looking at the numbers, just the stipulations. But with Lemonade Capital, I might be wrong here, but from what I understand, they are going directly to higher ups and they're presenting the story, which matters a lot.
Correct.
Like this is why
The underwriters.
this is why the credit score is low, blah, blah, blah. And the story really matters. And that's why also they're successful and able to get these deals done that if you walk into your local branch, even if you know about the program, you're going to get denied. And these guys have gotten people approved for things that they have walked into, like Chase Bank, for example, and gotten denied from, because it really matters. Pitching the story. And of course, who you know always helps.
Yeah. And just an example on that, there was a client that she banked with a bank for some time. She actually got approved today for $100,000. She banked with her bank for a certain period of time, but her business credit cards were over leveraged. Right? She had she was over her credit limit. The bank allowed her to go over her credit limit, so she was a little versed in funding, but she said, I can't go for a traditional program because my credit cards are over leveraged. So on my business side, I'm going to be over leveraged. They're going to decline me. We were actually able to get her approved today for $100,000 business line of credit. No UCC filing, because when there's no UCC filing, they don't check the business credit. It's all it's all placed on the personal credit score. Financials are great. Tax returns are great. I think we got an approval in 2 days for $100,000. Now she's just going through the process of setting up a bank account, having the funds deposited to her account, etc. But that's it. She was even impressed. She was like, "Wait, hold on. I don't have to take. I don't have to take a cash advance. All these people are calling me and telling me this is the only option I have." And that was incorrect. So she loves us now. Great client. She's very excited. We even came up with a game plan because now I want her to take that $100,000, pay off the credit cards that she has, so that then we can go full doc. And that same bank is willing to give her more money because now she's going to go traditional. There's going to be a UCC filing. I think she's going to go. She does about 1.3 million in sales, so it's going to be 260,000. So they'll approve her for more money after she cleans up, because now they're going to look at the business side, and she's going to grab that 100,000 to pay off those credit cards.
And it sounds like you're creating just a long-term business plan for her to succeed.
Correct.
That's not normal. Most people just trying to sell the one-off deal and then on to the next. Now she has a whole roadmap to success.
Yep.
I think that's my alarm clock going off.
That's your alarm clock. You got to wake up.
I'll be right back, guys.
We have to remember that sometimes we have to slow down. Right, because we may sound, I've gotten on the phone. Oh, you're one of those New York City slickers. You're fast talking, and I had to remember. Okay, I have to slow down a little bit in order for us to be able to get our point across. Mm-hmm. And at times, it's just slowing down, and pronunciation is very important, and making sure that you don't just breeze through it. In the very beginning, I would say, definitely, you want to get your point across.
Yeah. You're just trying to, get it, as fast as you can.
Yeah, grasp attention.
But now I think it's just more important to, sound assertive, but confident at the same time. Sound assertive, but not, like you said, like not arrogant. Like you don't want to sound like you need to do like whatever. Like you want to sound, relatable and confident, but you have to really sound like you know what you're talking about. Like you're the expert of the field. You know exactly whatever. So if they do end up being like, oh, like say whatever, say some insulting, rude remark, you'll be like, okay, well, Mr. Jones, blah, 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 your credit score this, you're here. Yes. So it's just sounding confident and assertive. And I think that just takes practice with, and repetition. Like when I first started, I had to say this to pitch thousands of times, in my mirror, in my vanity mirror. I'm like looking directly at myself, repeating it. Yesterday, I tried to sell a pen to my mom and dad. So it's just practicing speaking with people. And I do think that like my communication skills have really improved.
And also, rush can sound like nervousness.
Yeah.
So too, the client may take that as a defensive in some cases, but you don't want to go too fast and sound nervous, but that's great. And also too, one thing that most people should try is, which I give you credit for, now that you brought it up, is it's very difficult to look in a mirror.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You should. Everyone should do it.
Actual pitch.
It is, because you are talking to yourself.
Yeah, it seems crazy, but it's actually.
Never tried it. I'll be honest.
It was that was actually an exercise in the other place that I was at that we did it. You know, we sat in, we were right there. You had to pitch it in front of everyone, and you get nervous. You do, because if you're not confident and you doubt yourself, you're basically looking at yourself. You have to be very comfortable, confident with yourself.
You do.
To be able to do it. You know what? We made.
But it's a very good. It's a very good exercise. It really is. And it's kind of like anything. Like I would say a lot of affirmations, right? This is how I got the idea, because I used to say affirmations, like positive affirmations to myself, and I would say them in my mirror. So when I was trying to remember a pitch, I just said to myself over and over and over, looking in a mirror. But then I felt like it helped me kind of like remember, like feel more confident, honestly.
And practicing your pitch. That's it. I mean, listen, I think everything today that you're saying today is amazing, because even that, just, selling, hey, I'm going to sell the pen. It's dumb. It's something, that's very dumb.
It's it's great though.
Right?
Yeah, it's a great exercise.
Mom and Dad, give me rebuttals. Tell me why no. Why not? And that's it. Just like how if you played sports, and you played sports.
Yes, yeah, right? It's very similar.
Just like playing sports is you go to sports and you practice. When you're doing sports, you practice, right? Mm-hmm. You do drills. Same exact concept. It's just now it's moving it into a different type of sport, if you want to call it, right? Sport of making money. That's really what this sport is.
Yeah.
So it's now, okay, so rebuttals, my pitch. Make sure that when I get on the phone, I don't sound like
Yeah.
It's now just being able to get on the phone, and maybe I don't have all the information, but how do I go ahead and now pivot into having a conversation, right? Because we get a lot of increase clients that already submitted documents that need a second opinion, but that's easy. And I think we tried it on you, where CeCe, where what we did is like, okay, now this is an inquiry. Like, wait, hold on. There's no bank statements.
Yeah, I was like, they would call me spoiled, because I was like, what is this? Like, oh, there's no address. There's nothing. Like, but I think that doing stuff like that, it makes you better, honestly, because it's like, it's harder. So the harder thing. So when you do have all the information in front of you, it's like a breeze. I feel like I do want to get more, try more like challenging. Like that's a challenge for me. I like to challenge myself with, getting that information. Like that would make me feel so good if I convince Bob to give me his home address, his business address, and I got all the information. So
like, no,
absolutely not. Yeah. No, it feels more fulfilling anyways to, do it like that. So.
And that's why I give Joe a lot of credit, to be honest with you, because you go to networking events. I've tried it, and I had no idea the first time that I did it how to move around that room. Me on my phone, or I think I went with Lucas, and I'm just talking to Lucas, talking to people that I knew, just because I didn't know how to break that barrier. And it's I guess I don't know. It's not like dating, to be honest with you. Right, but this was just
walk right up to people like, "Hey, how's it going? What do you do?"
Yeah,
like you just gotta walk up to people.
Yeah, literally.
The worst thing to do is give you like a nasty look.
You gotta do it. Play the confidence.
And,
just like piggybacking what CeCe was saying. Also, not just building the roadmap for your clients, build the roadmap. Apologies, for how you're actually going to get the documents. How are you going to get the deal done? Build a roadmap for yourself.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the networking events, I think that it's just having the mentality that like you belong in any room, like no matter what. Like I think it's just going into that room and like knowing that you belong, because a lot of times like we often like trick our minds into believing like we don't belong here, like we don't qualify, we're not as smart as the person to like next to us, but that's like not the case at all. I think a lot of people, to get where they want to be, they have to fake it till they make it. A lot of people do that. So if you feel scared doing outside networking or whatever, you just remind yourself like, I do belong here. The person next to me might be just as nervous as I am. So you have to really like embody this like character that is unrealistic.
I remember one of the first networking events I went to, like I was shy, like I wasn't talking to anybody, and then I saw this guy. He literally was going up to every single person, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's coming my way!" Like,
That's hard.
like, "Hey, how's the like look?" And he was like this close to me, like, "What do you do?" Like, ask me everything.
That's a great mentality, though.
Really? Listen, we're gonna start sending you to networking events.
I'd love to go. I think I would thrive at a networking event.
Good.
I think I would
great.
really thrive at a networking
A
event.
situation where the host, right? I guess we sponsored an event, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna call me. He's going around the. Oh my god, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? You know what exactly? Like I'm gonna sound like an idiot. Oh my god, I was already psyching myself out, and I was like, wait, hold on, take a deep breath. It's just like a phone call. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Everyone's here to learn about each person. There was one of our podcasts we had where it was all about networking, right? It's now on Spotify. We just put it up on Spotify. Look it up. His name is Steve. He's a master networker. He actually had some very good points. And one of the things he said, it was like, he would go to someone, hey, John, or hey, because everyone has named that, right? Hey, John, listen, I came into this event. I was going to meet 3 interesting people, and I would like you to be one of them, right? And I guess I think that's how you said it. Hopefully I didn't butcher it, but if you think about it, it's now you're playing into someone like, you're telling them, hey, I think you're interesting. You know, what do you do? And you're breaking the barrier of not going in automatically. You're I guess complimenting them in a sense before you go in and ask, what do you do? And then engaging in the conversation. Right.
Well, I love socializing, so I think a networking event, you can send me to every single one. Like honestly, when's the next one? I'll go. I love meeting people. I love like learning what people do. Like I love talking. I will never shut up. I will meet every single person there. I have a firm handshake. Like, let's go. Send me.
I did that last time when in the interview, you came in, you were like,
Right.
right, I remember. Yes. And then I guess that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna we're gonna schedule a networking event, and we're gonna record it. We're gonna see how everyone else does.
Put a GoPro on me. I got this. I'm ready.
It's gonna be a GoPro in the forehead.
Give me the meta glasses.
I was thinking of getting them, but yes, no, that would be great for networking, just to be able to show that the other side of what it is that we what we do and what we say and how we come across to different to different individuals. Anything else you want to add, Rye Guy?
I would say, just piggybacking off what they say, not only walking into a networking event with confidence, walk in, it might sound cocky, but it's true. Walk in like you own the place. You belong. They're lucky to have you there. And if you walk in like you belong, no one will question you. And you're going to be the guy they want to talk to. You're giving them your time. You got to have that mentality.
Good. No, of course.
Miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky.
There you go.
I'm working on a fix and flip now. I honestly just reached out to the person on Instagram real quick. I saw they on their Instagram they do fix and flips. I was like, hey, I do fix and flip loans, blah blah blah. I do DSCR loans. 2 months later, he just called me on a Saturday. The loan I'm working on now. So, completely random DM I sent on Instagram to someone in the industry.
The power of social media.
Power of social media. 100% true.
Got to use every resource: social media, meeting people, networking events.
TikTok, I'm a big fan of. I think every business should be using TikTok and LinkedIn.
Yeah,
because I'm on those all day.
All right, take us to the next segment, CeCe. What's next?
So framing the call for the close. The best closers pre-frame the conversation so objections never appear later. Yeah. I think when closing, I think you're selling an outcome, an emotion. You are not selling a product. You're selling an emotion. You're selling what the product can do for the person. I think that a lot of people don't talk about that, but I think you're selling a feeling, emotions. And it sounds like manipulative, but it's not. It's the truth. You're selling how something makes you feel. How will you feel once you receive the funds and you can put that into your business and receive a result? How is that going to make you feel? That's a feeling. When you buy a house, how are you going to feel when you buy your house? How are you going to feel when you buy your first Tesla? Like, it's a feeling. It's not really, the car, after 5 months, you're going to be eating McDonald's in your car and throwing it in the back. Like, not the car, it's the feeling. So
very, very true. Very true. But do you think it's a sale? Because I don't like you. I personally.
I mean, it sounds mean.
No. It's not a sale. It's education. I think.
Yeah.
That was what we discussed last time. It's education more because, like I said before, your cell phone right now you can fact check anyone if they're lying to you or not, right? If you go buy a car, you're going to look it up. How many miles, the Carfax, this, that, and the third. And she's right. It's the feeling, right? The feeling for why do you go and want to buy a fancy car?
Yeah.
Right. You can afford any type of car. Why the fancy car? Why not just a regular car? Right. Because at the end of the day, what's the car do? Get you from point
A to B.
That's
yeah.
it.
Right.
But why do you choose a fancy car? Because of how it makes you feel.
It's emotion.
People compliment you. Oh, I love your car. Oh, wow. Then you think about, okay, people, wow, you must be doing well because you drive a nice fancy car. Right. And you're right. It's all about feeling. And then with a client, and I think you put it great was, on the mortgage side, how do you think someone feels when they can say, I have an investment property, right? They're bragging. Everyone brags.
Mm-hmm.
I own 10 investment properties, right? I was able to get funding for my business and it helped me grow. Right now I got the $10,000. Now I can go ahead and do this. I can buy the inventory. I can buy this. I can buy that. That's going to eventually go ahead and put me in a much better position financially for my business. I never thought about it then. And it is. It's feeling. You're selling emotion.
An emotional attachment, honestly. You have to get the client to see the outcome. If you're not portraying and showing them the outcome, there's not really a point to the product. It's not the product. It's like the outcome. Okay, so now that you have this $50,000, what are you going to do next? Like, get them excited to think about what they're going to do next, not the $50,000, just a number.
And you're right. And we say all the time is what's the return on the investment?
Yeah, I've been using that a lot. The ROI, I think that is like something I'm like really trying to put an emphasis on. Okay, so what are you going to do with this $70,000? What are you doing next? Do you have a plan? Did you write out your plan? Step 1, step 2, step 3? Do you have a plan? Because without the plan, what are we doing? The whole point of the capital is to create a return on investment so you can pay it back. That's the whole point. You're supposed to see a profit. That's the whole point. You're not taking the money to go sports bet. You're taking it to pour into your business to receive a advance in your business. Like, that's the whole point.
I must say, you're getting me excited. I'm just going to hit the phones. I mean, listen, honestly, it's just, for me, it's exciting when you can see a young person developing into what they're aspiring to become, right? Because you're putting in the work. At the end of the day, you have to put in the work. You're putting in the work, and you're going a little bit above and beyond, right? Where you're saying you're pitching yourself affirmations, you're pitching your parents, etc., so on and so forth. No, and at the end of the day, those little drills, those little things are what are going to amount to making you successful later on. And it's
they're really essential. If you think about it, it's not just how the client feels about scaling their business. Yeah, our ROI numbers never lie. They're very essential, of course, but that's what's also differentiates us from other companies. We're thinking about that long-term plan. How do you scale that business? Even whether it's like retail business, restaurant business, your investment properties, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. You're thinking of a long-term game plan.
Yeah.
And we're not just selling. We're getting excited ourselves, not just about like closing the numbers. We're literally scaling people's business, changing their lives.
Yes. And now this is what we started doing, and CeCe agreed to it. Is we're now we're going to start recording her on TikTok. She's gonna be the because she's on the phone every single day. Honestly, day in, day out. She's becoming one of our top callers or top intro, if you want to call it openers. Right. But little by little, we also start seeing, she's the questions that she asks now it was like, oh, listen, how soon can I close my own deals?
Yeah.
How soon can I actually get a team under me? How soon can we do this? And honestly, I even think that based off of just because of that energy and the work that you put in, it's making everyone in the room realize, holy sweat, this girl's good. This girl's actually gonna knock something sweet. Joe moved from the apartments because he said, you know what, I can't. This is the standard. I cannot go ahead.
I'm a mortgage guy, man. What can I say? People calling me for mortgages all day. I can't. I gotta stick to my talent.
I didn't think you were gonna make the move because this one Saturday, Joe and I, we stayed like all day. We were like just on the phone. I put on some entertainment. We're like on the phones. We got like 60 to like 70 calls in that day. We stayed like the whole Saturday. And it was honestly such a productive Saturday to me. Like, I love the idea of putting in extra work because I know that statistically, like scientifically, there's just no way it's not going to pay off. So I think
I will say what I learned from the MCA side of the office is just being a little more aggressive on the phone, just making more calls, just getting on the phone. Like,
yeah.
you know, like I definitely learned a few things on the MCA side.
And that's the thing. I mean,
the real estate.
Yeah, but honestly, it's not really aggressive. I wouldn't say aggressiveness, but it's just understanding that you got to keep it moving, right? If the client doesn't meet the criteria, keep it moving. There's another client.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on that client that's going to be your whale, for the lack of a better word, because you're focusing on the client that doesn't qualify.
And you're wasting your time. Why are you going to sit there and waste your time? You just spend an hour filling out an app that's not going to get you anything. That's time. Time is equals money. Time kills all deals. Like that's something that people have to have in their mind. And that's something I have to keep in my mind as well sometimes, that like, you know, trying to be the nice guy and shell out a deal for everyone, for me and myself. But that's not realistic. At some point you have to start weeding out, red flags. Look at the red flag. Bad revenue, red flag. Bad credit score, red flag. Like it's just, realizing that and being okay with that. Not everyone's going to qualify. That's just life. That's numbers. That's the game. Not every person you talk to on the phone is going to have the perfect credit score and the perfect revenue and, the perfect scenario. Like there is that's the game. That's life. There's going to be a few bad apples. That's okay.
We're going to clip that right there. We're going to get clipped because that really is. And a lot of people that have been in this space just don't understand that. And there cannot be any emotion in sales. You cannot get emotional, right?
Yeah.
If the client doesn't want to move forward for whatever reason, you tried the best that you could, presented the option. Unfortunately, sometimes the clients that set unrealistic expectations. Yep. You can't, and what we do is we provide them with the facts. Mr. Jones, you want a monthly payment, but you have a 500 credit score.
Right.
You have 3 bankruptcies on your credit report. You aren't paying your creditors, right? So the barrier of entry in order for you to get any program is a 680 score. Just go based off of check marks. Right? I didn't push you in this situation, but I can provide you a roadmap how to get you out. Right? I can go ahead and give you either something short term if you really need the money, it's going to make you more money. I can provide you resources for credit repair. I can provide you, let's get a cosigner. Maybe that's going to help you out.
Your own property. Like there's so many alternatives. It's like you shouldn't really be not pitching anything. There's always an option. Like that's what I'm trying to learn, like efficiently learn everything, because I want there to always be an option. Okay, well, you may not qualify for the line of credit, but I can get you in this program instead, or I can get this done for you. There should, I'll go to my last resort, but if there's no resort, there's no resort. Like next,
correct.
It's okay. It's fine.
And that's it. Yeah. And that's it. And that's why we have accountants that send us over business. That's why we work with bankers that refer us clients, right? Because they see everything is based on production and results, right? They're never going to refer someone over to us that they wouldn't refer anyone over to us if they saw that we couldn't fulfill, right? If we did not have alternatives, but also too, if we weren't, providing customer service as well, because sometimes it is customer service. Right, where okay, you don't qualify, but we can do this. Let's put you in credit, provide a roadmap, and then keep it moving to the next client. Because at the end of the day, remember, and the affiliates, I see this a lot with the affiliates, is they want to please clients, right? And I tell everyone, remember that it's not what the client wants, is what they qualify for. Because at the end of the day, if they want, everyone's going to want a monthly payment. Everyone wants a business line of credit. Yeah, right? That shouldn't even be a question.
They always do, every time.
Right? What do you think you qualify for? Right?
It's like going into the car dealership and qualifying for like the Toyota, and you want the G-Wagon. Like it's real life. There's real life examples of it. I think sometimes some people come in entitled and they expect, well, it's a $100,000 or nothing. Do you make the revenue for that? Do you have the credit score for that? But why do I see multiple negatives and derogatories? But you're telling me, you're speaking to me entitled. So some people come in entitled with, big heads. You have to bring them down to earth sometimes. It's okay. It happens. They don't realize that we could see everything sometimes. So I don't think they have.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the training. This is the training that's going to happen. This girl's going to become, I tell you, I kid you not, this young lady is going to become a beast, for lack of a better word. And I give her 30 more days, and she's going to be taking over this whole office, to be honest with you, because that's what it is. And it's just knowledge, the training that Daryl gives her, the training that I try to provide, the weekly trainings. She follows the pitch. She follows the process. Yeah, I just want to add that too. Is how long has it been now? A month?
Yeah, it's been like a month.
A month when he came here telling me that another shop made her cry. Right? Because they told her, you cannot do this. This is not in your wheelhouse. Go.
Oh my God, they looked terrified when I was like,
now when you go back and say, send me over your business, or when you,
I definitely should reach out and ask.
You're gonna have a 60-second call with them. All right, listen, this is what I do now, and this is why you're gonna send me over files because you guys weren't doing this.
Yeah, I think they would be like so confused if they see me talking like this.
It's like, oh my God, who told her no? We want her back.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
I think we also got to piggyback on what they were saying before. If you were listening, they're talking about a client with under 600 score, doesn't have a bucket to piss in, meaning no cash reserves, and they're still trying to figure out how to make that client bankable. That is imperative. They're still building out a roadmap, and can we get this done with alternative solutions? That's really important.
And then both companies go hand in hand, right? When we come in here and we say, hey, Fun Rock Capital, Lend Me Capital. Mm-hmm. The reason why we did this together with Brokers Connection is because it goes hand in hand. CeCe had a client, right? You had a client.
Yes.
You want to tell a little bit about the experience with that client with became a mortgage?
Yeah, I think he wanted to do something. I wasn't really working that much on it. We got him a cash advance for the 30,000.
So okay.
I worked mainly on that, and then we like gave Stanley the assist with the I don't know what happened after that.
For an investment property,
short
on funds for down payment, I believe. Mm-hmm. So what he ended up doing was taking a cash advance. He got approved for a cash advance. He took a cash advance. I think it was, how much was it? 30,
it was like 30,000.
30,000. And then after that, he moved into moving forward with, I think it was a DSCR, in order for him to be able to move forward with that. But that's the cross-selling, how to be able to pivot. Now,
it's great. It's great that we have that option too, because I present that option, even though I wouldn't be like as knowledgeable as like Joe and Rye Guy. I'm not as knowledgeable, but I do like when someone the other day and they were like talking about like collateral and they have property. Like if I hear the word property, it's going to Stanley. Yeah. It is. I don't know. I don't care what else they're saying. I'm connecting them in the group chat with Stanley because at the end of the day, we have so many different programs, so many different outlets. Like there's just no way that anyone should be missing out. There's so many different avenues to go. So.
I had a client that she's convincing her father to come onto the business. Her and her brother own a photocopy shop or something with marketing, and their credit scores are not up to par. They're going to convince the father to be a co-signer so we can get her up to 150,000. Now, this is a client that had an excess of negative days, and it was only getting approved for $12,000 through the cash advance side. But think about that. You're going from $12,000 to $150,000 monthly payments, 0% interest. It's a game changer. Another example was Ricardo, one of our outside reps. He actually had a client, something beauty bar, and the client had multiple advances. The only thing we were able to provide him was an approval for $3,500. But then Ricardo followed the pitch and asked the question, do you own any real estate? Yeah, I have 3 properties. One of them is a condo in Miami. I believe it's worth $700,000. I'm sorry, $800,000, and he only owes $140,000. He said, I can never get this refinanced, even though I have so much equity, because I have my credit score is below 600. I said, wait, hold on. Let me tell you something. We have a program. Fun Rock Capital offers a program in which we can go ahead and get it done. No credit score requirement. We do a 50% LTV. I was like, great. The guy actually, we sent over the term sheet today for $300,000. $300,000, 30-year term, rate. No credit score. Keep that in mind. No credit score. Rate was 9.865.
Under double digits.
Mm-hmm. Under double digits.
And now he has working capital.
Yeah. Now he's going to go correct. So now the next step is he's going to pay for the appraisal. That should be wrapped up hopefully in 2 weeks, and it's done. Another example was a client. This was a primary. This was her primary. So you would think if they don't have a good credit score, I can't do anything because FHAs go as low as a 580, correct?
Yeah.
Right? And conventionals are 620. This lady had a business. We actually have a relationship with the bank that can do primaries because they're a federally chartered bank. So they went ahead and provided this client an approval for $200,000. And again, he was only getting approved for $5,000 approvals. Came in, and this happened last Saturday. The first Saturday that we had everyone come in and commit to coming in, right? This was Chris's deal. Last Saturday, we finally got a hold of the client. She was thinking of selling her property, but now she's not. We got her on the phone. I explained everything to her, sent over the link for the appraisal. She paid it right away and sent me a confirmation. The appraiser went out yesterday. This was Saturday, from Saturday. The appraiser went out yesterday. Remember that Tuesday was a holiday. Appraiser went out yesterday. She got everything over to the bank. I'm hoping to close that deal, to be honest with you, by next week, by end of next week or the following week, but definitely before Thanksgiving. Right. And this was the only lady said, Jose, if I'm going to commit to you, I need you to close this deal quickly. I said, no problem. Because I knew everything that was already happening to the file. We have a great relationship with the lender. As soon as the client paid, I sent over the picture. Hey, it's paid. Do me a favor. I need to rush this quickly. Boom. So hopefully I'm hoping to get that funded before Thanksgiving. And remember, what did you say? Is that holidays are around the corner.
Yeah.
Don't want to be the person that goes and right? Exactly. That's it. Right? Whether it's Friendsgiving, whether it's holiday, regular Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
whatever. Christmas is also around the corner, right? Start planning your deals, right? Sometimes, and this goes to the affiliates that are listening, is if we haven't closed that many deals because you're trying to get 50% of the deals, let us close the deals for you, right? They let us close the deal. One of our affiliates, I don't know if he's listening right now. He's out in Florida. We closed. He got into the program, allowed us to go ahead and close the deals. Same approval. He got an approval. He got a deal in this yesterday. Approval yesterday. You funded yesterday. Oh, so okay. So what he said was, if you guys didn't hear him, is this affiliate was with us for 2 months. Lucas would know better than I do. 2 months, didn't close any deals for 2 months. And we said, hey, this isn't really working out. Why don't you try something different, right? Because you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. That's insanity.
Yeah.
So try this out. He did. I think he started Monday, right? He started Monday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Started Monday. Wednesday, a deal came in. We picked it up from the beginning. We spoke to the client, set expectations, followed the process as far as tonality and speaking to a client. Client got approved the same day, funded the same day. That same day, another approval contracts went out for another client that got approved that day. Today, another client I spoke to, contracts went out, signed same day, right? And it's just there. Allow us to do what we do. 50% is great, but 50% of zero is zero. Take 20% of something in order for you to be successful and allow us to work the deal. Yeah, I mean, that's insane. We have professionals that do this on a day-to-day. CeCe's literally on the phone every single day.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely send over your deals if you think, you're having a hard time. I mean, it's better to get something than nothing. I think that's like a conversation that we have as well in our office. If I think someone has I'm just, kind of just getting started, but if I think like Daryl could speak to one of my clients better than I can, I'm passing the phone over. Why not? Why wouldn't I? Or would I let another shop, take my deal?
Correct.
Yeah.
And
everyone eats.
If someone wants to send you a deal, because trust me, this girl's relentless.
Yeah, and my follow-up game is crazy, you guys. I am like the most I probably get blocked because I am like texting, I call, I can't reach you, I'm gonna hit your email. And I haven't gone as far as like LinkedIn, but it's like getting in my mind now. Like maybe I should start texting people on LinkedIn.
There you go. You're gonna be like, you know what? If you have
my
a TikTok,
I think that once they see my
it's worthwhile.
They see my angel face, like they have to respond.
So CeCe, if they want to send you over deals, where should everyone listening out there, where should they send them? If business lending deals, where should they send you deals to that you can go ahead and speak to the client?
Yeah.
Name and a number, whether it's a scenario, where can they contact you?
You can send it to my work email. It's CECE@lendme, LENDMATE capital, CAPITAL.com. Yeah, just send them over there and I'll definitely work them first thing tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. and Saturday too. I mean, send them everything because what I like about myself is I'm very I'm on top of things. I don't let anything slide. Like there's not every deal matters to me. Like even the ones in the corner, like nobody builds dust. So I wouldn't forget. I would be very persistent. The word's persistent about.
There you go. So. All right. So we're I know we stretched it out a little bit longer. We just love what we're talking about and love the topic today. Let's go ahead and work on our closing statements or closing, just our closings.
I would say cheers, Rye Guy, the one and only. Hope you're all enjoying your Thursday night. But did you hear this, man? On a Saturday in the office to make sure the guy is bankable and gets funded. I don't know any banker or anyone in the business that's doing that. No, they're spending time with their family. They're not answering your calls and texts. Just been on Saturdays in the office.
Not just these guys.
And I can't even, I wish I could say it myself, but it's been 4 weeks. I'll be transparent since I've been in the office on a Saturday. Next Saturday, I will be doing it, but not this one. I'll be at a wedding.
That's fine.
But closing thoughts would be send your deals our way. We will get it done and closed. And like Jose Martinez just said, 0% or 100% of zero is nothing. So why not? And we'll do the heavy lifting for you.
Ryan, if they want to send you over deals because they like Rye Guy, hell yeah.
Rye Guy, hell yeah.
What's the email address?
Email address, Ryan@fundrockcapital.com.
Perfect. Ryan, Ryan.
I know a lot of people call me Brian. I don't correct them, but.
So Ryan at fundrockcapital.com. All right, Joe, what are your closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's many ways to find clients. I would say you're an extension of us, so do your best to find the clients. You can set up 3-way calls. You'll learn through the process and just let us close the deals for you. Let us teach you how to find clients and close deals as well. We're here to work with you. We're here to work together. And anything you need, anything real estate related, Joe at fundrockcapital.com.
Hell yeah.
That was good. All right.
Sure.
CeCe, you want to go ahead and give your final thoughts?
So my closing thoughts, since we did talk a lot about closing, I did want to say at one point something I would say in a closing call that I seen online that I really liked. I'm chronically online. I would say regardless if they take the offer or deal or not, they're going to pay the price regardless. It's either you're not investing in your business or you are. You're going to pay the price for not investing in your business, or you're going to pay the price for investing in your business. So why not? And also something else that I seen that I really like. Wait, actually I forgot. But that was basically it. I think that when you're closing, you should definitely mention talk investment. I feel like that's really important and focus on the outcome, not the
In the future. Building that roadmap.
Yeah.
When I say future, I just mean building that roadmap. Most shops that do MCAs, they're just trying to sell you an MCA and then never talk to you again. That's reality. I had a client last night, Domingos, forgot the last name, with Daryl that we were talking to, building a roadmap to how do you get out of your MCA, because he already has one. All right, you want a line of credit? This is what you need to do. He laid out the entire roadmap for the client. There's no one that sells MCAs that does that.
Yeah.
This is a one-stop shop for everything. They get creative. As you heard on the pod tonight, they're not even using the terminology, build the roadmap with everything they're saying, but they are, because if you listen to Rewind on the pod, they're talking about all the other programs. All right, what can we get the client into? How do we get him to his goal? And that's what matters at the end of the day. There is emotion for us as well. How do we not just get the deal done, but how do we make the client successful along with us? If everyone's making money, everyone's winning.
That's it. I mean, and that's, I can't even, you said it very, very well, Ryan. And just to close off, we want to thank everyone for tuning in again. Listen to us on a podcast. We're on Spotify now. It's just remember this, right? It's the way you open is going to determine how you close a deal. Okay. And also too, setting the proper expectations from the very beginning should be something that you focus on when you're opening up a conversation. Don't just become that yes person. Don't become the person that says, yes, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, without proper qualifying the client. Remember that tonality is going to be very important. And also too, is setting the proper expectations, but making sure that the client qualifies. Everyone's going to say, oh, I want to do right by my client. Okay, so do right by the client. Let them know if they qualify or they don't. Don't waste their time.
And don't waste your time. Do they have the prereqs or not?
No, don't. Exactly. See, it's like a song. We all sing it. We can finish each other's sentences because it's the same thing over and over again. if you want to do right by the client, learn the programs, and also don't waste their time letting them think that they qualify for a program when they don't. Don't let them think that they can qualify for a business line of credit when they have a 500 credit score. Understand what don't do the disservice to the client. Understand the guidelines of the programs so that then you can present the proper programs to the clients and then collect the proper documentation, which finally leads to a closing or leads to the client getting what they were looking for. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We have Ryan to my left, CeCe Ryan to my left, CeCe to my right, Joe as well. Thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully it was very educational and everyone enjoyed it. See you guys next week. Thank you very much.
Cheers to everyone listening.
Next episode.
Yes.